Here we go. Poured out an extra special one today. What's up, Neil?
What up, Cal? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Season 4, episode 10, huh?
We did it.
We did it again.
Again and a motherfucking again.
And here we are with Lucas Spencer this time. What's up, my man?
What's up, man?
What up, Lucas?
Not too much.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has.
Right?
Well, thanks for joining us here. It's a little warm in the green room, about
little bit.
9,700 degrees, but it's all right.
We're going to sweat it out.
Yeah, we are.
Lucas
Yeah, we
is
are.
Well, the smartest one who actually wore a tank top.
Right.
Should have run some swimming trunks.
I just had to give a shout out to Roddy Piper.
Yes, the hot rod.
My Scottish, you know.
Hot rod.
Yeah.
Rowdy pipe.
So, Lucas, I haven't seen you in a while, and actually the first time we met was early April.
Yeah.
In line, that stupid fucking line at the Fillmore.
Yeah.
For Our Lady Peace and the Verve Pipe.
The line
opened up
lasted
for me.
forever, too. We went across the way and had a beer, waited for the line to calm down.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I did too. And I remember there was like a big group, and the first person I saw had the same Adidas sweat hoodie I had.
that's right,
It's like the peace sign, but
Right.
it's like says Adidas, but you can't really tell or whatever. I'm like, holy shit. And then we all ended up in the line for like it was still like 30 minutes it seemed
Yeah.
like after it
Yep.
died down.
Yep.
So yeah, we were just talking in line, and then next thing you know, here you are.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it works here.
It's awesome.
Absolutely, Cal.
It's
That
awesome.
is how it works.
No, and well, I mean that's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, that's.
You
I love the premise. That's kind of our show. You meet people and
Talked about music and
Yeah.
that scene, I guess.
yeah,
yeah.
let's have
You
them on the podcast. Fuck
know,
yeah.
I always looked at it like there's always those topics you can go to when there's like that uncomfortable silence or you're meeting someone. Music's one of them, no matter what, you know. Like, and then next thing you know, like, so we were at Foo Fighters and Queens of the Stone Age last night. And,
Oh, right on.
oh my God, it was so good. And we'd never seen either one of them, so they were both awesome.
I saw them Foo Fighters once in the 90s when they kind of first came out.
Right.
Oh, I bet you that was sweet.
It was really good. Actually, when Kid Rock first came, so it was like 98, 99 when Kid Rock came out with his album. And then Primus, Kid Rock, and Foo Fighters.
Nice.
It was a really cool show.
Wow.
Wow.
In Providence, Rhode Island.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, we just let in with Primus. That was the show me and Neil went to with Shaq, one of our four-time guests.
Okay.
Fucking Primus. is so
Meadowbrook
good.
Amphitheater. Right?
Yeah,
Have you been-
I wanted to check that out. He played like all three of his like Fry Brigade and all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
Billy Strings came out and
Dude,
did
that's so cool. Gotta love that guy.
did Winona's Big Brown Beaver, which he called Billy's Big Brown Beaver that night.
That's cool.
And then
Yeah.
Too Many Puppies they did.
Oh, wow.
It was so awesome.
That's way cool.
And one thing, obviously we're called Two Dudes and Killer Tunes, so it was brought to our attention. We don't talk about Killer Tunes enough by Stepbrother Keith, which I agree with. So, since we mentioned Primus that night, I mean, for me, Too Many Puppies had to have been my killer tune because Billy Strings was up there. Not something I don't think I've ever heard that, to be honest, because I've only seen Primus a few times.
Right.
But Winona's Big Brown Beaver was probably a close second
Sure.
because, again, Billy Strings, and last couple times he hadn't played that either. So, I mean, I love that he changes his his set list up so much.
Sure.
You got something that probably sticks out?
The big brown beaver.
I know, it's hard not to go with one of the ones, especially when Billy Strings is up there.
Yeah.
Those
Still
guys-
sitting down. Leg was still broken a bit,
really?
but he was healing. But, man, and I can't lie.
I
When
bet
he,
that was a really cool show.
oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually played, like, all of, like, the Animal songs.
Oh, that's way
So,
cool.
Winona's Big Brown Beaver, Tommy the Cat,
Yeah.
Southbound Pachyderm.
Yeah.
You know what? He didn't play My Name is Mud, which
Yeah.
was totally fine, because
Yeah.
I've heard that, like, every other time I've
Yeah.
seen him. I mean, it's cool, but,
Yeah.
I love hearing the other things, too.
Yeah.
But, so you said, who was that? Primus, Foo Fighters?
And Kid Rock, actually.
Kid Rock.
That's when he first came out, actually.
Absolutely.
Which was great. It was honestly, he killed it.
I've
I mean, he was good when he first came. I was young. I saw him again here when I moved out here. But
Right.
yeah, but it was different seeing him when he was younger, and he was, like you saw that, like
Oh, and he had.
he had, what was the little guy on there?
Oh yes.
My wife keeps bringing like, yeah, we saw him when the original. I'm
Something
like, yeah,
C.
with Uncle Cracker, everybody
Yes,
was there,
yes.
you know.
Vern? I don't know.
I'm never gonna get it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll remember it by the end of the show,
Yeah.
and we'll throw it out there.
But
We're not putting
it
in
was
the
great.
Googler either.
It was great.
But no, you know, that's funny because people can actually say what they want, but people loved Kid Rock back then. He was huge.
He was.
And but so that's funny. You mentioned, before you moved here. So when we were talking in line at the Fillmore, you actually had a pretty interesting career before you retired, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And wait, hold on before
Yeah.
you start. Thanks for bringing the beers too.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely
courtesy of
Yes.
Warwater.
Yeah.
Warwater Brewing in St. Clair.
Yes.
And
In
I
St.
am
Clair.
going with the Thunderkiss 65 Grapefruit IPA because I am a sucker for
You know what?
any sort of IPA.
St. Clair was where Colin got married, and yes, they have a
Okay.
nice, cool little downtown.
They
Correct?
got a nice. They just redid the hotel, St. Clair Inn.
That's where we stayed.
Yes.
Oh,
It's a
nice.
That's
beautiful
where he had
hotel.
the hotel.
They have a bar there.
That's where
They
he
have a
had
bar
the
there.
hotel,
They
the
have a
wedding.
bar and a speakeasy. They have a bar called the Dive Bar. And it's really nice. It overlooks the water. It's really pretty.
Yeah, it's
really
right
nice.
on there on the
They did a really
floodwater,
good
yeah.
job there.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good beer.
Cool.
So going back to, and yeah, thanks for bringing it by. Going back to your initial kind of career or whatever we were talking about.
Yeah. I joined the Coast Guard in '98, and then as years progressed, I got into diving. I think it was a 5-year wait. Became a diver, and then I was in Cape Cod, Massachusetts at that time because I got stationed in actually Astoria, Oregon, and I met my wife in Oregon. That's where I met my wife actually, and then she took a chance and went across the U.S. with me to Massachusetts. And me, I've never been in the East Coast. I'm a California kid, so
Okay.
I wanted to go east because I'd never been there. And I was like, well, this is the opportune time to see the world and the Coast Guard, and so, or at least the States, right? And moved there. And then I got stationed in Long Beach right after that, and I was a diver. And then I got Hawaii. And then Hawaii went to San Diego.
Yeah.
So it kind of circled a bit, I guess, my life because I went back to kind of where my family's at, and my daughter went to the same high school that my parents went to.
Oh wow.
So that was kind of cool.
In San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So then my uncle lived there, my uncles lived there, and my cousins, and they lived like a quarter mile from me, like legitimately where
Wow.
I moved, and it was great. And that was a good tour. San Diego was great.
So, yeah, I
great
have
tour.
ties to San Diego. My uncle Steve, who passed a few years ago now, lived in San Diego forever. And he was actually in a wheelchair for probably over 40 years of his life.
Wow.
And San Diego was always perfect because of the weather, right?
Oh
for
yeah,
him.
it's great.
But he was always super active. Like, he did marathons, the Detroit
really?
Free Press, and all that stuff. And when he moved out there, he got into wheelchair rugby.
Oh, that's freaking crazy.
And it's back then they used to call it murder ball. And anyone out there, check out the documentary Murder Ball, and it's about wheelchair rugby. And my uncle was like one of the first guys that really started playing that.
Oh,
He's
wow.
not in the documentary because there's better players than him by that point in
Right.
time, but he played against and with all those guys in it, and it's really crazy when you watch it. And yeah, we would go out there all the time. I mean, I remember me, Neil, my brother Dario, and Goran all went and stayed right on Mission Beach, man, for a week.
Is such a beautiful
Yeah.
area.
And Spence even came out.
Yep. Spence.
And that is probably the farthest I ever traveled and went to a concert because we went and saw Ben Harper and Jack Johnson.
So you
back
can't
then.
go wrong with that.
It was so.
Especially back then, if you went a
That
long
was-
time ago, because he was just he was popping off in there in like late
That was
90s.
probably about 2000.
Yeah.
You know when it was?
like after like late 90s, he was popping.
It
Like
was-
people were
it
talking
was
about
when
him.
the power outage was.
Yeah, it was
Because we were in San Diego when the huge power outage
Oh my
here
God.
for like days or
Oh
Here
whatever.
in
my
the East
god,
Coast,
that was like 2000. What?
3?
3-ish.
I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had one too, and when I moved there in 2000.
I was gonna say you were probably.
So we were in
2008,
San
got it
Diego,
worse.
best
Yeah.
weather, loving life on the beach. Everyone's back here miserable.
Yeah.
We saw Ben Harper. My brother didn't see a goddamn minute of it because he was passed out in the grass
And what campus?
because he was on vacation.
And
Yeah,
were
he
we on-
was.
We were on. Was it USD campus or
Uh,
San Diego State?
UC San Diego.
Or UC San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right like in a huge open field out there. And
That's
yeah,
really
that
cool.
was like right around, just after probably
Yeah.
Live from Mars tour,
Yep. Yeah,
but still early.
dude. We saw because I used to live right down the street from San Diego State, so there was a lot
Okay.
of concerts there. Like Coldplay played there.
Oh, nice.
Pearl Jam was there. I saw Revolution and Modest Yahoo there. Modest Yahoo was kind of unbelievable, actually. That was a
I don't know
pretty
that
trip.
I'm familiar with
I don't-
them
yeah.
at all.
You guys should check him out. He's
for sure
he
we
does like a
will.
human beatbox. He can beatbox.
Uh-huh.
It's like, and he adds it to the music. It's really,
Right on.
but it's like a reggae. But it's like he's Greek, Jewish Orthodox, I guess.
Okay.
And it's pretty good stuff. But Revolution. I was there to see Revolution, but he was there. I was like, oh, this would be cool. But I don't know if you guys have seen Revolution or heard Revolution. They're from Santa Barbara. They're kind of a reggae.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Really good music. They jam. They're good.
So at San Diego State, do they have like an amphitheater there?
Yeah, they have their basketball. You can see stuff in their basketball stadium, and then they have an outdoor one too.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, saw a lot of shows there when I was stationed there. I can say I did.
So, when you say you're a diver, I mean, because people don't understand. I didn't really understand.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about it a little bit that night, but I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's hard to
like
say.
super dangerous
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like you're out,
Yeah.
it's like saving people out
When
there.
I went to
or-
I went to
like-
Navy dive school,
Okay.
so all of us, Coast Guard doesn't have their own dive school, and the Army doesn't have their own dive school, so everyone goes to Navy, but the Army has their own, like, they have a class, they teach there too, so all the services go to Panama City. Believe it or not, it's where all the military divers go. They
Okay.
learn everything. So I went to scuba once, and then we had some divers die in Alaska, and then they were going to cancel the dive program, but I kind of believed that it was going to change, and so we had some people. I'm like, hey, we're going to start sending people to hard hat school. So I went to hard hat school, so I got to learn how to underwater weld, do all that cool stuff, and that's when the Coast Guard dive program changed. Really, it's sad to say that it took tragedy to make some changes, and then it was not a rate. We're just a collateral duty. So for me, once I was done with my job or duty, like in Hawaii, if I went to a non-diving station, it was no diver, then I wouldn't be diving anymore. It was just you're just there to dive for a tour, and then you're back. And that's collateral because you have believe it or not, I was a yeoman, so I was a paper pusher on the boat. I was the guy that made sure people got paid
Right.
and took care of that stuff. That's what I mean. And it was great because I had kind of both worlds, but in the boat, you kind of do all kinds of stuff. So I was a crane operator on the boat. I was a small boat crewman. I was kind of like everything, and I got to do all that cool stuff. And then I went to art school, and then I got out of it was called Two-Chuck. We call it Two-Chuck. And then I went back to first class diving school where they teach you how to run dive chambers, learn how to fix people. You go through all these. It was rough.
Huh.
I would say it was a very hard. They're hard schools.
Absolutely.
A lot of teaching,
Well, not
a lot
everyone
of
can
stress.
do it, right?
It's not everyone. It's
And
definitely
a lot
not
of
for
it's a
everybody.
mental thing. They
It's very
put
mental.
you to
Yeah.
push you to the absolute limit to see
Oh,
what
for
you
sure.
can take.
I
right?
mean, pool week, if you look like Bud's training and you see the guys go through Navy Buds and they go through pool week and you see them getting hit underwater, well, that's what happens to us.
Yeah.
We do the same thing for that week. So it's very stringent. It's rough. They want to see how you react to stress.
Absolutely.
And it's it teaches you a lot. It teaches you a lot yourself, and also it teaches you, it's kind of a life thing too. You don't realize I get a lot out of diving. It helped my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
bet.
It teaches you certain things with life, with diving, like buddy breathing, like having a partner. You can't do it by yourself. Having a buddy, and I think that teaches you you can't do a lot of stuff by
And
yourself.
how far you can actually push your body and
Exactly.
not break.
Right. Right.
Physically and mentally.
And you're a team, so
right.
it's like you have two guys in the water, you're together, something does happen, God forbid it does, but stuff can happen. You better be able to help your buddy and be able to react to certain
So
stress.
your part of your training was if your buddy goes down, you got to be able to try to take care of them, get them up, do whatever you can.
you do your best,
right?
and then when you learn as a supervisor role, you're basically, because once they leave the water, because you have no control. When you're a supervisor, when they leave the water and they go underwater, you don't know what they're doing. There's no control. The only control you have is when they're on an umbilical and they have a hard hat, because you have control there, because obviously you have their air systems and all that stuff. And can air systems go wrong? Yeah, that's why we train and you train and you train and you train and you train, and it becomes where you're robotic. And like anything does happen, it's like you can do it.
Right.
So it's a really cool. It was the best job in the coast. It's the best job I've ever had. Best job I've ever had.
Obviously, not everyone's built for that type of job, but you did retire from there, which is super cool.
Yeah.
And, I mean, and
2018.
Then so after all that circling kind of the coast, you ended up somewhere in Michigan. How the hell did that happen?
So I was getting ready to retire, and I was working at the Federal Building. I was working on maintenance on dive gear. So I was really I wasn't operating anymore. I was on a desk job, kind of boring, but it was good for me. But I think because I needed that to spend more time with family and focus on the stuff I need to focus on. So I saw this. They were having a job fair, and they had a company. They're named Kiewit. It's Kiewit. It's a construction company, big company, and they're like, hey. Are you an engineer? I'm like, no, I'm just a dumb diver. That's what I said, pretty much. That's what I said. And then they're like, well, do you have a resume? And I'm like, yeah, I do. So I gave them a resume, and it was during Christmas time, whatever. And we went to a Christmas party. My wife came down, and then they call me Monday. The recruiter is like, hey, I'm a retired. I guess I've been out of the Marines, and I've got this job. I'm gonna put your resume out. And then 2 months later, I got a phone call from like the president of safety. And he's like, hey, I'm going to fly out to Kansas. We're going to get an interview. How about, can you fly out next week? I would. And boom, talked to me, jotted all stuff down. I'm like, I know nothing about construction. I didn't know. I got hired. I thought I was going to Texas. He's like, you're going to East China, Michigan. I'm like, where the hell is East China, Michigan?
I don't even know where that is.
And my wife's like, this is new. She's like, I wouldn't think Michigan wasn't on her radar. And it wasn't on my radar. It wasn't.
There's a lot of water up here.
It is. It was. There is definitely a lot of water. And there's times where I thought I was gonna deploy up here actually to Traverse City to do work to do some dive work, and I never did. Other people did. And so, but then I had friends who were stationed up here, actually in Port Huron, Traverse City, like, Lucas, dude. I said, I'm moving up there. And they're like, oh, dude, I had the best time of my life there. And they're from California. I'm like, really? I'm like, well, then, you know what? We flew out. They flew us. Like, I flew out, and then we drove, and we got a house. I thought I was going to be there temporary because I thought I was going to get another job working with Kiewit, work on another job. I was just going to move.
Yeah, because you go project to project
right.
at that point.
And I was like, no, I think I'm going to stay. I like it here. And I would say this is the longest place I've ever been in the 28 years and the 21 years I moved every 3 to 5 years. So this is the longest I've ever been.
That's
in one
awesome.
place.
I mean, Michigan is pretty cool.
It is cool.
You know,
it is.
I mean,
good people actually. People like you. Like I'm like, I think that's what drew me too. Is like my wife loves the people and likes the area, and she just like every day she thinks like, oh, I can't believe we live here, because we live in a really nice area, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, the people are
She
great,
does.
and you know what? You get all the seasons. I mean, we always bitch about them. I mean, we have great music, great food. I mean, Detroit's actually been booming now for quite a while, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
People can argue all they want. But.
Right.
So back when, like, you know, going through all their diving and everything, did like music play a role in that
Oh my
at
God.
all? Like,
Yeah.
To get you through stuff
it's crazy.
like that?
It's crazy to say, like, memories of music. When I joined in '98, I was on a ship, and it's funny because I was 24. I was probably older. I was older than some of the new guys on the boat because they were like 18, 19, and then some of the
You're the old guy at 24.
I'm like the old guy at 24. I was
the
old guy
grizzled
at
veteran.
44. I was like 44 in the military, and I was old, you know. And so we're hanging and we'd play music in the mess deck. And I remember I was mess cooking. I was cleaning dishes, and my buddy's like, I said, hey, dude, put that Madonna Ray of Light, and everyone just started dancing. Of the funniest thing ever, you know, Ray of Light. Like, why Madonna? And then Creed, and my buddy, he's like, play that Creed stuff, man. So we'd all start singing, you know, and then yeah, My Own Prison. That's when My Own Prison came out. Yeah, I remember that. And then it was funny, like, and then the town of Story was like, you know, I think it was '98, so it was a fishing town. Town at 10,000, and they still had that form of like microbrews are kind of coming around. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And the music still was.
That's another great thing about Michigan. The beer is.
Oh, it's great.
I mean,
the scene was good. And the scene was like still. The music was still there. You know, it's '98. It's kind of late '90s, but you could just feel it up there, like just the Northwest. You know, it was cool. It was, and this just it was a beautiful area. It was nice. It just rained a lot when I was there. It rained a lot when into the winter. It rains a lot. So,
always.
And then we went to.
Snow's pretty rare up there, though. I learned that. 'Cause I was there in February.
Yeah.
I actually had an interview with Amazon years
Oh,
ago in
sweet.
Seattle. Just kidding. Totally not a fit for them whatsoever, but I'm like, why not, right? And I went to go see Solon, and I'll never forget, it was February, and they had like this much snow.
Oh, wow.
And it was like the whole place was like going nuts. He's like, dude, it never snows here.
Yeah.
Like, well, at least, I mean, I know it rains, but snow's
Yeah.
kind of shit.
Yeah, it's not like like the mountain and the high mountains. There's some beautiful mountains.
there
That's
is.
one thing I think I miss. If they had mountains around here, this place would be like.
I did get a chance to hike on Mount Rainier when I was there.
Oh, that's cool.
With each on. And he was huffing and puffing. He barely made it back. But
yeah,
no, it was amazing to go up there and,
Yeah.
you know, to see all that stuff.
I think
if you ever get a chance to go up there, actually Zach Dow, a dude that I don't really know but just connected through our show and stuff, he just moved from Michigan out to
Oh, really?
I think Portland area.
That's cool.
And he's loving it up there, you know, and it's gorgeous up there. But for me, it's great to visit, but always good to come back to
for
Michigan.
sure. I was just in Astoria. I was in Astoria in June. I'm going back next week for a wedding, and I brought my bicycle. Actually, I go ride my bike out there.
Nice.
I bring my road bike. I do a lot of riding up there. It's just beautiful to see stuff.
So back when you were then on like the boat and stuff, and with the difference of ages, people, and everything. So going back to the music, was there ever like, not fights, but like your music shit? Why are you playing that? Play this, or did you guys pretty much just kind of?
Kind of gotta like listen to everyone's stuff,
Yeah.
and then in diving, it was funny because we had a dive locker in San Diego and it was outside. It was great because we worked out outside. Everything was outside, and we'd blare our radio, and it could be Stevie Ray Vaughan. We'd be listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan, and the next one we could be listening to James Brown, and then all of a sudden we could be listening to Tool.
All right.
You know, it was everyone we just kind of like listened. I didn't really, you know, there's times like, oh man, change that stupid song, but it was like, you know what? There's people listening to stuff.
That was always the same with us with our soccer team. You know, you're a team, so you just kind of listen to whatever, you know, and you know, you might rib someone about their shit music, but it all comes back to everyone likes what they like, and it's not worth the time or energy to give them shit about it.
No.
You know,
I think there's a time in life when you change where music, like I think every place I went to, there was always like a story, or you went to a concert with people, like, groups of people in the military, or like we'd all go and we have funny stories. And Rhode Island, Massachusetts was actually a great time for us for music, for my wife and the kids. We used to go to all these free shows in Providence, and like Third Eye Blind played for free.
I just saw them at Bourbon and Beyond. We were just talking about them
Dude,
yesterday.
they're great, man.
I saw them at
They're so
Bourbon and
great.
Beyond, and you know what? I was never a fan of theirs, but you know a ton of their songs, and you know what? They were awesome.
They're great.
And people are like, oh, who would go to see them? Like, well, first of all, it was a 4-day festival, and it was awesome. I go, and second of all, they get some of the most views on all of our videos. Like, people actually, and they're good, so whatever. You know,
I think their first album is like, I played the entire first album on the Nest Deck. It's funny, we brought them up, and my buddy's like, you know, that album like really changed my life. Like, some people, like, that album resonates to a lot of people, you know?
I was just telling Cal about that. I saw either a documentary or a short about that. And, I've heard the same story about that. Yeah, it changed your life. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You don't think, I mean, you're kind of like, wow. But if you listen to the album, actually, really, there's a lot of stuff on there.
So, I tell everyone, I'm not a lyrics person at all.
Right.
Like, I love the music. I love how it all comes together live. And to me, a lot of times, just the lead singer is just another instrument. You know, I don't really hear the words.
Sure.
But since I do all these videos and I have to try to figure out like what songs are actually playing, it is a whole process.
Right.
So I'll go to Setlist FM, I'll see what they played. I try to, if I'm lucky, they tell you the time they started, so I can see the timestamp of my videos. I try to figure out, and then I try to catch like a few words.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm actually like reading lyrics.
Oh, that's cool.
So since I had the Third Eye Blind ones, I'm reading them. I'm like, there's a lot of lyrics and stuff about like meth and stuff. So I'm assuming he probably lived a pretty rough life, or someone that he knew did. At least. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me, back then, they always seemed kind of like that poppy, you know, because I wasn't in, you know, I
Right.
didn't listen to it,
Right.
like to that level.
Right.
It was just, you know, so.
Right.
And plus, you know, when you're 20 in the 90s or whatever, and Third Eye
Yeah.
Blind comes
Yeah.
up, and,
Dude.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
the
oh, they're horrible.
I
but
would say the 90s.
now I see them, I'm like, man, they're like Neil's favorite, Gin Blossoms. The
Oh.
joke, no, he saw him, that was his first concert. you
Really?
know.
Right on.
And I'm like, you know
I
what?
like him. I like him. I've seen him too.
I saw him at Bourbon Beyond last year. They were awesome.
seen him too.
So much fun.
I've seen him too. I
And
saw
then,
him in the 90s.
you know who else was great? And I'm going to say it, who
Who?
I always used to, Spin Doctors.
Dude, I've seen him too. I saw him in the 90s.
And
I
they're
swear to God,
actually-
they were good.
And they're still good. Like, one, Chris Barron can sing, and he almost couldn't anymore, apparently.
Exactly.
And then, I forget his name, but that guitarist can wail, dude.
You know,
And the thing was, it was Gin Blossoms, Spin Doctors, and Blues Traveler, the whole tour last year, and then they all played on Sunday, like back to back to back at Bourbon Beyond. It was awesome.
So I saw Gin Blossoms with Stabbing Westward. I don't know if you heard. If you know, if you guys know
Absolutely, I've
Stabbing
heard of
Westward.
them. I'm not. I never
With
really-
Depeche Mode
Oh no
on
shit!
the Songs of Faith and Devotion tour.
Wow,
Really?
Great. That Songs of Faith Devotion tour.
that's
Sick,
like a
man.
very strange.
It's a very
lineup,
strange
though.
lineup, but it was like what's like 95? I think that's when Songs of Faith Devotion, like
Right.
the era 95 was pretty. I mean,
Was
there was a
that
lot of music that era,
California,
like
or was
between
that in-
California.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't join the Coast Guard until 98. So
Okay.
so like I was going to shows, you know, like you guys were doing too, just enjoying the 90s and everything that was.
Wasn't
coming
it
out.
amazing?
It was
So
great.
you graduated high school in
92.
Okay, I was
92,
93.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're my brother.
And-
My
Yep.
brother's age.
95.
I'm 95. Yeah.
Yep.
Right on.
And then, yeah, in music, you know, grunge was huge, but then when you get it, you know, it's like the 95 on, it all just kind of changed. And that's where, I mean, I wasn't never a big fan of the new metal, but like everything else was just like consuming it like crazy, you know,
Yeah,
and
for
trying to
sure.
share it. And,
Yeah.
You know, and that's where, again, back to this, we never lost that. I love sharing music with people and,
Yeah.
and
Awesome.
learning about other new bands. I mean, that's why I
Yeah.
wrote down Modest Yahoo,
Yeah.
Revolution, because I have no idea.
Revolution, REBEL.
Oh, Revolution. Okay.
Revolution.
Oh,
Yeah,
with
I
a
thought
B.
you were-
yeah,
Okay.
Revolution.
A little
See?
different.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, like
That's awesome.
I'm a big traveler too, so I like to travel to go see bands.
It's
so
the best. I love it.
It's really fun.
Mhm.
My actually, you know, it's funny. My wife, I think sometimes like what are we doing? But now she's got into it. But then she wants to go. She'll like, and so there's a festival. There was a festival called When You Were Young, and it was in Vegas. They
Oh,
had
with
it for-
Killers, I'm assuming.
It was like
No?
emo. It was like When You Were Young, basically all the bands like from
Oh,
the 2000s,
oh, I
like the
got you,
screamo
yeah.
emo, like AFI, Blink-182, and
Fair
she
enough.
loves like Taking Back Sunday. So she was like,
I would-
you know, we got to
I would
go.
love to go
We
there.
got to go. So we would go. So we went the first year. It was like, and we have a timeshare in Vegas actually. So we went
Nice.
right down the way, and honestly, great time. Like we had such a ball. So we went the last year before they stopped. They don't have it anymore. Now they have this new one called Sick New World, where it's like all in like Korn, all the other bands
Maybe
like the
Right.
Sum
that
41
era.
maybe?
Yeah, Sum 41 was there when we went the one
Canadian
year.
band.
Avril
Oh,
Lavigne
Sum
was there, believe it or not. When I
I've
went
seen
there.
Avril Lavigne. Took my daughter. That was her
Canadian too,
first
right?
show that I took her to.
Really?
He's
Yeah.
Canadian too, eh?
Yeah, Canadian too, eh?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and then I took Lane.
Love our Canadian roots.
I took my daughter to Justin Bieber.
Nice.
Actually, in Hawaii. That cost me a lot of
shit.
money. Yeah.
Dude, I spent
That
a
costs-
shit ton of money on 2 different Jonas Brothers concerts. I've seen them. You do what you do, right?
You do.
But you
make
know
your kids
what?
happy, man.
You know what? And one, I was happy to give them the experience of a live concert of something they really liked.
Sure.
And then you still have fun.
They were good. Actually,
Right. I mean, the Jonas
Justin
Brothers,
Bieber-
they all play their own
Actually,
instruments.
Justin
they
Bieber was
sing.
really good. And
I
he
could
jammed,
imagine.
And the drummer,
Absolutely.
like his
yeah.
band was good, but he plays instruments too. So it was like, you're like, you know what? I can't.
You got to respect
You
it.
gotta respect it. You know.
Absolutely.
So for me, I was like, I can't talk bad about
I'm this
it.
close to almost respecting Corey Feldman as a musician.
Well,
he can
Hey,
fucking.
I do.
I do.
Corey, I don't know. Cal's on his way,
So-
but I,
That's what it is.
yeah.
So-
So I've
Respect
seen them.
it.
Yeah. So like, there's a lot of new. There's some new stuff and old stuff. I think there's a.
What was your first concert?
My
Do you
first
remember?
concert would be funny. I don't really want to call it my first. Embarrassed to say it, but CNC Music Factory
No,
really was.
I just saw him last summer.
Really? I did it with
I did. Ours
with,
Beats and
with,
Eats.
with Booyah Tribe. And
No
but
sh-
But then, I would say like really to call my really first concert was with my best friend. Was Octone Baby by U2.
Oh, okay.
So we saw Dodger Stadium. So I would say I would really want to. I would say CNC is my but really to see like a mega show ever. Like my first like new world of music was Octone Baby.
What
That was
year
like
was that?
91,
91,
90,
okay.
91.
Yeah.
And that was at Dodger Stadium. Sugar Cubes opened up. So Bjork was in Sugar
wow.
Cubes. So
Yeah,
Sugar
yeah.
Cubes, and then Public Enemy.
Wow.
It was such a and the show was like me and my buddy were just like
So you were just about a senior in high school.
yeah. So me and my buddy were just like we're odd. We're like this is like
Oh.
amazing. My buddy Tad really kind of got me. He kind of opened me up to a lot of different music. I think he like kind of spread my wings. I think I think I always had stuff I liked, but I think he just like opened me more up to do
That's
it.
how I was. I really liked what I liked, but it was very narrow when I was younger.
Sure.
And then it was my brother, the same thing. Then it broadened it, and then you just, whatever.
Because when your parents, like my parents, listen to classical. Because my dad, when I graduated high school, my dad was only 39 years old, so my dad was young. My parents were young, so I was listening to like LA 95.5 KLOS, and it was all classic rock, like Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, all that stuff.
Aerosmith was my first,
Right.
but not really, because my actual first concert was the Christian band Petra.
Oh,
I
really?
went with someone with their church or something. But then, so I say Aerosmith with Joan Jett's my first one
But yeah,
when I was 15.
he said actual real concert.
But I
Yeah,
feel
same
but-
thing. Like
But I feel like CNC was a good
That's
show.
actually
the Universal Studio Amphitheater.
that and Big Tribe. I mean, those are legit. But like the one where you were like, it's.
I think it opened me up to other things.
Uh,
I think.
And to me, it's you get that experience where, with some people, it's just like an aha thing. Like when I saw that Aerosmith show, I was like, I want to do more of this.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
think
all.
that's
I
I think that's what me and my buddy. So.
And then
how
I'm sorry, but then you experience like a little theater show.
Oh, for sure.
And then this thing, and then it's just like, oh my god, this is just more and more.
You kind
of
of get
it.
hooked, like it reels you in. I think it does, and you do feel like that feeling, like I don't know, it feels good, and because everyone's there to have a good time,
Right.
and they're
You're there
singing
for the
the
same
music.
reason.
Yep.
Everyone's there to like have a good time and enjoy. Like maybe that music touched them in a certain way, like because you see people like they act certain ways, you're like wow, that really like they're inspired by that stuff. You don't realize how much music has a hold on people.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's going back to what I mentioned earlier, like the killer tune part of it. And that's where I say there's that moment in every single show where you're just like completely blown away. You're never going to forget that moment. Like
Yeah, it's
And-
crazy, that crazy feeling, man.
and it's and there's 20,000 people last night.
I
There's
think I read
probably
yours. Like, you get
50,000. It's
goosebumps.
different for everyone.
Goosebumps. You
Oh,
get the goosebumps
absolutely.
when you walk
For
in.
sure.
I read your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, dude,
Oh, yeah.
I totally understand that
Absolutely.
feeling.
I
When
still
you-
get it even after hundreds of shows, right?
It's rad. It is.
So we saw Our Lady Peace
Yep.
at the Fillmore, and it was Verve Pipe opening up. I never seen either one of them.
I know. I can't believe the Verve Pipe, and I didn't realize the Verve Pipe was from Lansing. And my friend's like, dude, I used to go see him all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I was kind of upset. 'Cause I was
Right.
like, dang, I
Oh,
really
and
like
they
that
were
band
so
a
they were
lot.
like for us they were huge, and then to see them get like all this national. And I say we because I never knew about them. I didn't, our buddies D-Ho and stuff
we
went
didn't
to
really know.
Western, so they were kind of like they would see them there all the time.
We really
Like
didn't know
early
about
on.
him because we were really fresh.
Yeah. I kind of liked I didn't like that song as much. I liked all their other stuff, but that song was,
I thought the cover of Black Hole Sun was pretty cool.
that was pretty good. Yeah.
And what people are like, oh, no one should ever sing that. But first of all, shut up. Anyone can sing what they want. But Chris Cornell died in Detroit.
Yeah.
After playing the Fox Theater that
I
night.
know.
So it's kind of like a whole thing. And it
Sure.
was actually, I thought it was a cool moment, and I thought they actually did it well, too.
I think he did too. I think
You know.
he's got a great voice.
He really does.
I didn't realize like seeing him. He sounded just like I remembered like 25, 30 years
Uh-huh.
ago.
So
Really, it's
both
kinda
of
fun.
them are playing Bourbon and Beyond again.
Oh, really?
This year. So they're both there. So it's like all these bands that I've already seen are going again, which is great because they've all been great shows.
Sure.
Our Lady Peace, another great Canadian band.
I
of
think they're
course.
great. I think that's why my buddy came with me. My wife sat this one out. She's like, I'm gonna sit this one out. And my buddy's an Our Lady Peace fan. Like he goes back to like he just like it brought him back when he was younger because he's like 10 years younger than me, so he's like, yeah, man, this album, like he's done like these specific songs like really like had a hold on me, you know, and I like because he remembers places that he was at in his life, and I'm like, yeah, man, that's how music is sometimes. It's where you're at in your life.
No, totally.
And I hope, like, you know, not hope, but and the artists and the performers, they know this, you know, not know this, but they know that their music has that impact on their fans, and that's why they fucking come out and jam like last night. Fucking hey, Dave Grohl was fucking. We're doing a rock and roll fucking show tonight. Boom, boom, and he fucking
3 hours, dude. Now, granted, me and Neil left. We will. Full disclosure, we left after an hour and 15 minutes.
He knows, and
long day.
Give them so much fun.
No. Long day.
Adrenaline too. Right?
Queens of the Stone Age, they were awesome. Foo Fighters for an hour and 15 we saw. I mean, we didn't even see half their show. Was just, I'm not even a fan, but they were really fucking good.
Queens of Stone Age are really good.
But again, me and Neil will be seeing them at Bourbon and Beyond next year because it's Queens and then Foo Fighters on the main stages first night, so that'll be cool. And you know, and like I said, I'm like, I've never been a Foo Fighters fan. I respect that shit, and everyone always told me go see them live.
They're
and I
really
saw
good.
them live, and I tell you what, they really put on a show.
They're good.
You know, without a doubt.
They're a rock and roll band.
And you know, I mean, you know every goddamn song.
Big rock and roll.
Like they play
They got a lot of songs.
Right, they play like 3 hours. You're probably gonna know still 75% of the songs, even if you're a passive listener.
Oh, for sure. Even if you just like listen,
right?
Like
because you grew up because they still only had the radio.
Yeah, yeah, true. I mean, they came out in the '90s. So think about it. They've been around like right after Nirvana. That's when he came out with it.
Right. I
so.
mean, you figure by '96 they were already a thing.
Yeah.
Especially that first album.
Yeah. First album had a lot. Actually, the first album had a lot of good songs on there. Actually, too.
Love Nirvana.
Well,
listen to that first album. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna act like I knew this because I learned this not that long ago. But Dave Grohl was actually drummer for Queens of the Stone Age for a while.
Yeah.
Before Foo Fighters really took off, right? I believe. And then Mark Lanigan was also lead singer for Queens of the Stone Age for a short time as well. So I couldn't imagine him and Josh Homme together.
Oh, that'd be
like
weird.
on the road. Like, oh my God, that would.
Yeah. Yeah.
They both survived that run.
You know, I saw Mark Lanigan on the Screaming Trees. Actually, I did see the Screaming Trees.
I don't think I've ever seen them.
At the Greek and when
I always loved them.
October,
I always felt they were
dude.
not underrated because people did like them, but I
Right.
felt like they were the ones that could have been just as big, but they never.
Yeah, they just never peaked out.
Maybe overshadowed.
Well, I did buy a book. I'm great at buying books and never reading them, but it's Barrett, and I forget the last name. I think Barrett's his first name, but the drummer.
Yeah.
And it's like the biggest band that never was. About the whole story of it. So
Yeah.
I do want to read it, but I have it. So that's the first step.
I'll read it for you, guys.
Thanks,
I'm
Neil.
a big reader, really. But
Neil's a voracious reader.
Dude, I think the only thing I've ever read for books would be autobiographies of some musicians and like some of the stories and like history stuff. I think
I was always more nonfiction. I found it more interesting than like
See,
sitting and reading like a novel or a fiction book.
Right.
I'll tell you about a book. I'll just say it, but IBM and the Holocaust and seeing their role in the whole war and everything. Oh my God, what a book that was! But again, it was like
right,
and then you just see all that. But check it out.
Sure.
We don't want to get too deep in that topic here on Two Dudes and Killer Chance.
You guys don't really like.
I don't
pivot.
I don't want to go into politics either.
No, fuck
Trust me.
We don't do any of that shit because it just shouldn't be in music.
No.
You can say what you want. I don't even care. Either side. I'll still love going to your show. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To me, it's just about the music and enjoying it. So you went to some pretty cool shows since we've seen each other.
Actually,
in April.
You've
been pretty busy.
I've been busy.
Yeah.
I went, like I said, like after Our Lady Peace, I went and saw Bill Murray at the Fillmore, and I've seen Bill Murray before, but I saw Bill Murray at Royal Oak, and I didn't have seats, but there were so many people there. You know that set.
So when you say Bill Murray,
it's a band called Bill Murray.
Okay.
It's BILMURI.
Okay.
Check him out. They've been around. Like he made songs. He's from Ohio, believe it or not. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt the guy. He's from Ohio.
I'm sure.
We love our Ohio.
He was a band. He was in a little emo band called TDaKT when he was like 16, 15, and then he quit that and he did his own thing. And he sat in his basement for like 9 years. He has a lot of songs, and he's now he has this albums and he has a saxophone player, and they're just like really good. It's hard as like it could be hard. It could sound like country. It's kind of a weird mix, but I'll tell you what, they're really good live and they're fun and their music's really good. I listen to them a lot now. I kind of hooked on them. My wife's like, she's like, oh my god, it's all you. I'm like, I listen. Like I get fixated on certain.
You consume it. And
I
really
want to listen to everything.
right.
I want to listen to all his old stuff. I like his old stuff a lot, but his new album's really good. And they just got signed by Columbia, so they were like, he had nothing. He was doing well. And then he Sleep Token. I don't know if you know them.
Yes.
They asked them to open up for them, and Deftones loves them. Loves Bill Murray. So like, I just started like just listening to him, and I'm like, and then I saw them, they were playing live. So Royal Oak, I'm like, so I went saw them Royal Oak, which wasn't
Music
very
Theater.
Yeah, Royal Oak Theater. It's
That's
hard
a
to
great venue.
it's a good venue, but it's like it's hard because if you're not in a good spot, you cannot see.
And you know what? And if you're not in a decent spot, then sound can be hard. There.
Exactly, and
that's one of the few ones where like I'm like, it just didn't really.
No, and the last time I went and saw my wife likes taking back saying we saw them, and the sound wasn't that. I didn't like the sound much. It really too loud, and it kind of just didn't have that good mix, I guess.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't
No,
know.
absolutely.
So and then I went to Welcome to Rockville.
Yes, Rockville. That's a pretty decent sized little festival.
It's
right?
at Daytona Speedway. Yeah, it's huge. I only went for 2 days. I've done 3 days. I haven't done a full 4, but Guns N' Roses was there, and Foo Fighters were there obviously too. We went, but had some thunder and lightning, so there were some delays. But they just had to shorten their sets up, which kind of sucks to shorten their sets up. But it was still
Absolutely.
it sucks because you only get like it was an hour. They got an hour, but now they shorten it down like 30 minutes for. So you really don't, because think how bands start. They don't really. It's like a machine. Like they don't really start getting good until that last.
It's kind of keep,
Their build.
Yeah.
And you just kind of and with festivals they're hard because it's like I feel like you have to be prepped. Like as you get older, it's like, dude, I'm gonna be here for like 15 hours, and you're like, how am I gonna do this? So. You got to plan a little bit.
Absolutely.
And that they have apps, so you plan your schedule,
Oh, yeah.
where you're going to sit, where you're going to stand, where you're going to move.
That's what I've been telling him. I mean, I went to Lollapalooza 24 and Bourbon and Beyond last year, and yeah, I mean, you're constantly on the move, and I did last year for Bourbon. I mean, having that app and knowing the exact schedule, and their layout is amazing. They have 4 main
That's cool.
stages, the 2 main ones. So, like, Queens of the Stone Age will play on one main one,
Yep.
and then literally right next to
Yep.
it, as soon as they're done,
That's-
5 minutes later, Foo Fighters.
And
will
that's what
start
it's saying
up.
about
And then
Rockville.
the small stages,
Yeah.
same exact thing. And it just in the walk, if you're humping it,
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
Vans Warped Tour was 30th anniversary last year, so I went to Vans Warped Tour in Orlando.
Oh, nice.
That was cool.
You do like traveling for shows, don't
Yeah, I
you?
will. I wanted to go to Long Beach. We should have did Long Beach because Vans Warped Tour in Long Beach would be better in California.
I just feel like that's where it belongs.
It's where it needs to be. My daughter, I used to drop my. It's funny when my daughter was a teenager. She's like, "I want to go to Vans Warped Tour, Dad." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Drop me off, pick me up at 10 o'clock at night." I dropped her off at noon, picked her up at 10 o'clock at night in San Diego, and it was like that's I think that's. Seems like forever. She's 27, so it's like
Right.
yeah, but it's like she got to experience stuff like that because I took her to like when all the like Rockstar, all these like festivals started coming about, all these new ones. I took her with me. And my wife's like, hey, you know what? Take her with you, and then experience her some rock music, because she was like listening to like typical like Justin Bieber style pop music,
Whatever's
rap.
popular at the time. Right?
And I wanted to just open her eyes to like, hey, she's like, I didn't.
That's why the rule was that dad's car, dad's music. So I'm like, no matter what, osmosis is hopefully going to work.
So yeah, I went to a few shows with her. Like when we were here, I took her to Kid Rock, and then we went to Black Crowes together.
Nice.
Yeah, so she's
What,
been to a few
what Black Crow show?
It was Pineapple, but it wasn't this
Okay.
one. It wasn't this recent one. It was a few years back.
Okay, because about a year ago before this, they played the Fillmore.
I know.
That was a really
go,
cool show.
I wanted to go to that one too. It looked good.
That was cool.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's probably kind of like that. This year was that, and then we went to 311.
Yeah, so
And
You
Dirty
know,
Heads. And Dirty Heads.
311 and Dirty Heads were
yeah.
together. I don't know Dirty Heads really
You guys
well.
should, Dirty Heads
yeah,
been around
how-
for 20 over
yeah,
20 years.
That's crazy.
It is, and they're really good.
Yeah.
And I know people love 311. I mean, I know what you know, like the average listener, right? Right. But like they have a serious following. I always say
Yeah.
like it's almost like a Dead-like following. Like they are very committed and
Yes.
serious about it,
And good.
which is cool. I love
Lead
that.
singer is
That
great.
you have
Yeah.
but you have that kind of community about it and everything. And I haven't seen them yet, but I do want to see them live. So how was it?
It was good. It was great. And then I saw Avenged Sevenfold and Good Charlotte. My wife likes Good Charlotte. They actually sounded. Actually, Good Charlotte sounded really, really good.
Me some Good Charlotte.
It was good. I thought
Yeah.
I thought they've been around since they were in high school band '96, so they started in the early '90s. So I think they've been humping. They started playing when they were like 16.
I know, it's
And they're
crazy.
and they're like 40 something. She's he's married to Cameron Diaz. Like you know,
Yeah, and the other one was married to Richie,
or
Lionel
some-
Richie's
yeah,
daughter,
yeah.
Nicole Richie,
yeah.
I think,
So
right?
yeah, so like,
If I remember.
and then Avenged Sevenfold was great. Honestly, the guitaring, their stage show, their light show was just like pretty sick.
That's what I like too. I like the whole experience. And some bands with the light shows, even at smaller venues, is like Humphreys McGee with jam band, whatever. But the light show to go along with all that shit was just amazing.
It's like Pink. It's like Pink going to
Right.
going to a Pink Floyd show. I went to Division Bell.
No
Pink
shit.
Floyd, I went to that, and that was a whole. That was amazing.
That
It's a
so
whole another. That's a whole another. Another
yeah.
show. In itself.
That's pretty amazing because there's not too many people nowadays can even say they kind of saw them live.
And then I
right?
went to the
'Cause
Stones. I saw the Stones and Red Hot Chili Peppers opened up. That's when Dave Navarro was playing for them actually when the other guy quit. So like, and Buddy Guy opened up for the Stones too. So Buddy Guy.
Holy crap.
How
many damn shows have you been to?
I've been to a lot.
Yeah, no, I dig. I mean, that's why we have you on here. You know, like,
no, right? No, but like, so I was mentioning earlier. So like, me and you just met talking. So last night I was talking to this other guy, and he's like, I always wear my Two Dudes shirt, right? And he walked up and he's like, "Are you that person, or are you just wearing the shirt?" I'm like, "No, it's me." Well, because he's like, "I've never watched your podcast ever." He goes, "But I watch every single one of your videos that you post." And then he's like, "Dude, I've been to like every single show." And we're talking for like 20 minutes, and literally, he's probably been in the last 3 years. Like I've been to call 200 shows, whatever.
Right.
He's probably been to 75% of them, like in Detroit and around.
Oh, wow. That's
The dude's
good.
from Columbus, Ohio. Like he's just going to shows all
So
over.
he's driving all over the place.
Oh my god, yeah, it was so cool talking to him, and
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it. That like, to me that was what started this whole thing was when I started going to shows again after kind of a little break there.
Sure.
Family and everything
Oh, yeah,
else.
man.
But then you go and then you just. Even if you're going by yourself, like you said, there's like-minded people that you talk, and then next thing you know, 5 minutes later, they're in your garage and you're recording it.
It's actually
For some reason.
I'm a big music. I'm a big music head. I'm not gonna lie. I do listen to music all the time, and I love going to shows.
I love like cooking, having music on,
Dude,
just doing it.
everything.
If you're driving,
Actually,
of course it's
yeah.
on, right?
Everything like cleaning the house, you listen to music.
Absolutely.
Whatever,
So before we get into our little final thing here, you mentioned about 16-year-olds and shit playing music. The one band that has, and I hardly ever talked to about them. I never really listened to them. I don't even think I have a song on my damn playlist. But is Silverchair.
Yes.
Back in the 90s.
I saw them at concert.
Did you really?
I saw them I saw them in Australia.
You saw them in Australia?
Yeah, I was in Australia for 3 months, and
That's
I went to
crazy.
tour. I swear to you.
No,
I'm not gonna lie. Like I said,
that
I saw
is-
them.
I fucking love you.
Like, they were so effing good, and they were like 16 years old when they
Oh,
blew up.
Dude, their music's.
And they
I
were
just listened to them the other day. I
three-piece.
just
They were
listened
like
to them the other day.
legitimate three-piece band,
Yeah.
too. It was, which
They're
is,
heavy.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're heavy.
Freaking so good.
No, they were.
I
they
saw
were so
Blind
good.
Melon when they first came out too, before he died.
That's awesome.
So like, and I saw Pantera, and Anthrax.
We're gonna have he's gonna have the biggest playlist ever
yeah,
for
that's
an
what I wanted
episode.
to ask. Yeah. So I'll just go real quick because you were a '92, graduated high school in '92.
Yeah.
So like, were you like Pantera, Iron Maiden, let's say Poison. Let's do that.
Like when you were in high school before.
I didn't even, you know what? It's funny. I listened to a lot of. I mixed it up with rap. I actually was listening to like, back when like gangster rap was out. I kind of liked some of that stuff, and then I liked Depeche Mode, which is like, it was funny. So our play track, me and my friends' track, it was Soldier Alarm Club's band, the Beatles.
Yeah.
That was Depeche Mode, Violator, and NWA, 100 Miles and Running.
Nice.
And then there's another rapper called DJ Quick.
Of course.
Yeah, and that album Tonight, that song Tonight, that album was great. And then there was another one called King T, and we're just kids and stuff, and my buddy was my other friend was a real big Beatles, so like he loved the Beatles, so we listened to a lot of the Beatles a lot of times. But then my buddy liked the Fix.
Okay.
Remember the Fix?
Yeah. With two Alexis.
Yeah, and then and my other buddy was a big Police. Tad was a big Police fan, so I really loved the Police a lot. I love that reggae feel. So I think that's when I started getting into reggae. Really, I think that's kind of like listening to Bob Marley, and then
I feel like that was probably big in California.
It was
too.
But
Like
a lot of hacky. There's a lot of hacky sack going on at that time.
Of course.
A lot of passing.
Yeah,
a lot of
sure.
puff pass and hacky sack.
So we're at the time where we talk Forever 5. You're on a deserted island. You have Spotify, Apple Music, every streaming service. You plug in the person or band's name, whatever comes up, you can listen.
I would like
to
to ask before you answer. Have you thought about this?
I did. It was hard.
Because a lot of our guys, not a lot, but maybe 50-50.
I did write some stuff down.
I'll think of something, But you okay? Go ahead.
I thought about it. I thought, Led Zeppelin. I think just Physical Graffiti, that album just like blows me away. And then I think Jeff Buckley, if you guys know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because just his voice and the music, his range was unbelievable. And then
I don't think we've had a Jeff Buckley.
The Cure, believe it or not. I just love The Cure. I love that. I just love that.
They were so great, late 90s or late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Gave you that first, for me anyway, because I was at it, like kind of that first feel of different music.
Yeah.
And then it was okay to like it.
Yeah, Disintegration, that album is like, before they came out with like the Wish album, that album is like really good. Just had sonically, I guess, guitar-wise, And then, so what was that? 3?
3, yep.
And then I was thinking, like, these ones got hard. I can remember the ones I had. I think I was singing the Soundgarden because when I saw them twice, and the first time was Super Unknown. That album when that came out, and I just
gotcha.
Him live, just his voice, just like blew me away.
I only saw him once at Lollapalooza '92, and I was passed out on the hill, so I didn't actually see him. So I'm lying.
Osmosis.
Yes, osmosis. I soaked it all in. But that was where, you know what? I remembered that night that he played in Detroit. I'm like, oh shit! It was like a Wednesday night. I'm like, they were starting to get back together, touring, and doing stuff. I'm like, I'll see him next time, and then sure as shit, he literally died in Detroit that night. So that's why I say, don't let him get away. If you want to go see him, get the tickets.
I think this is a hard one. It's like let's 5.
I
think hard was for me. It's either Pearl Jam, and I went from Pearl Jam to believe it or not, Radiohead.
Nice.
And Radiohead, I was like, man, what do I like? So I was thinking, Pearl Jam, because it kind of brings me back to when I was like 90s with my friends, and we would like, what is he trying to say? Like we couldn't understand his lyrics, So we used to make fun of it first,
Totally. We all did.
used to make fun of it, yes.
I mean, hell, Adam Sandler.
But the music was just so like, because at that time, believe it or not, the Black Album came out. So it was the Black Album around that time, and Pearl Jam came out, and we would play both those albums like all the time. We were driving around on Friday nights, blaring that music, just
fuck yes.
It brings you back, and then
probably some Alice in Chains.
Yeah, I loved Alice. Actually, my daughter's named Lainey. I kind of named her after Lane.
There you go.
That's how I kind of named her.
The only naming responsibilities for the two kids was middle name of my daughter, and it's Jane, because I love Jane Says, and I love Sweet Jane by Lou Reed.
Oh, yeah.
Song that Jane likes.
My wife's
a
big Jane's Addiction fan. She saw him in '91 in Portland and everything, nice. And then we saw him too a couple of times.
I saw 2 shows that kind of helped spearhead this whole two dudes thing.
Oh, really?
One was Jane's Addiction opening up for Smashing Pumpkins at Little Caesars in 22.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
went,
yeah, that's
I went
right.
with my daughter
That's
Kennedy.
right.
And Poppy, I think Poppy opened up. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it was such a cool show. I mean, would have been much cooler in like '93, of course, but
Sure.
you know what? I don't care what anyone says. Pumpkins are great live. Love them or hate
yeah.
them or that. But
I saw them in like Lollapalooza Lollapalooza 3 or 4. I went to that.
it was in '94, so that was what, the fourth one.
Yeah. So and then honestly, BC Boys killed it there.
Oh my god! That I always said Beastie Boys should have been the headliner.
They should have.
Not everyone liked Pumpkins.
No.
Like they were back then. Not everyone liked them.
My buddy.
Beastie Boys, everyone fucking loved them, and it was so high energy and crazy.
It should have been Smashing Pumpkins near the end about Smashing Pumpkins, and then Green Day, and then Beastie Boys. Because Green Day actually killed it. I almost got killed in the mosh pit there.
See, and that was the thing when they were in Detroit. Green Day was, I think, still on like the second stage, or they haven't even fucking joined by the time at that point for us.
Well,
because it was Pumpkins, Beastie Boys, then you had Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah. That's a great rap. That's probably one of the best rap groups. That's me and my buddies, like my all-time favorite kind of guys.
And then we lost Fife Dog, right?
Yeah.
Was that Tool or no?
No, Tool was '93 when Primus was headliner. Alice in Chains was right before them.
Okay.
And back then, Tool was actually at that point on the second stage.
Yeah.
In Milan, and there was like 50 people when they first started, and then like thousands of people ran over there and left the rest of development because they were playing it. And I'm like,
oh my god,
kind of felt bad for them.
That's kind of funny though.
But I mean, they were huge already by that point. Tool, you know what I mean? Like they already had like a huge following. You know?
They're amazing. You know?
They really are.
Like
they really
live.
are. And you know what? I'll never go see another Maynard band until it's Tool.
Actually,
again.
you know what? I would say I put. It was Deftones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Deftones is kind of my favorite.
Deftones.
It's kind of more of my favorite.
Well, don't
band.
worry.
They're kind of my favorite band. They're
You're
kind of
gonna
like my
get
favorite
your whole
band,
Forever
really.
5 plus your second lineup, just like Justin Darko.
But he said I was thinking about this.
No, absolutely.
Jam, Radiohead.
And it was
I just
Deftones.
threw
I think
it out.
Deftones. And I love
I'm
Alice.
all there.
I think.
No, we'll do Deftones.
I was always more into when I was younger. I thought Alice changed just his voice and just the sound.
You know what? So for me, I was the
sound
other
was
way. It was
great.
like I gained, like I really listened to it and loved them a lot more as time wore on. You know, like I always liked them, but I was more like Pearl Jam was all, and then like for me, even in the early '90s, it was Smashing Pumpkins. They were my number one all throughout that. And they were kind of a little different than the traditional grunge from Seattle.
I think they had a really good guitar sound. Their sound was
Absolutely.
They were sick, and that drummer was just amazing.
Chamberlain's amazing.
Oh, he's a sick.
I mean,
drummer.
those two, that's the band.
Really?
I mean, James Iha's great on guitar. Darcy was great. But, I mean, overall, if you have Corrigan and Chamberlain, I mean, you're going to at least
They're really
have
kind of the band.
Totally. So, I will say, one, thank you, Lucas, for joining us. And this has been actually super awesome. And
Didn't have a little schedule conflict, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, Neil's got golf tomorrow.
We appreciate you coming on.
Neil's got some golf to do tomorrow. He's gonna. So, but as we are closing out, I figured we'd start with Yellow Ledbetter because there's no better Pearl Jam to talk about that no one knows the lyrics about. But so thanks for joining us. Thanks for bringing the beers from Warwater Brewery.
Right on.
Thanks for checking out Two Dudes Killer Tunes, Season 4, Episode 10.
There we go.
There we go.
Cheers up.
Thanks, Lucas.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Peace.
Later, bros.